Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blood, Fate, and Fortune, a game of swashbuckling, sorcery, and seduction, all set in the world of 7th. My name is Dan McCurdy. I'll be the storyteller this evening. You can find me online at TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, and if you find me anywhere else, I am horrifically, horribly, terribly lost, and it's probably Jeremiah's fault. I will now allow my players to introduce themselves, starting with Natalie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty across the social medias, and I also run a monthly charity live stream called For the Cause events, so please go check that out. And tonight, I will be portraying Leonora Orsini de Sorte Strega.
Hello, I am Jeremiah McCoy, also known as Basics of the Game, and I am playing Mykolas Kelvan, and I'm definitely not the problem for anyone.
Right. In any case, hi, I am Wolfgar. I am Reaper Wolfgar on all the social media where it matters, and tonight I will be portraying Fr Rafael Rodriguez, the Castilian priest.
Woot, hello, I am Took, I guess, or Tookie. I am a VTuber now, baby. So check me out here on the Twitches or on the YouTubes if you want to see weird TTRPG stuff and me play video games and whatnot. Tonight I am playing Roan Ibex, the muscle mommy monster hunter, Knight of Avalon.
Got it. You got it. I knew you'd get there.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Lakar, the artificer everywhere on the interwebs, as of any consequence. And tonight, once again, I am playing Umberto Vitale, the Vadachian man of mystery, who's acting like Scrooge McDuck on an Easter egg hunt, looking for shiny coins.
In our previous episodes, way back in episode 2, the party encountered the lovely Sir Bryant, a knight of Avalon, carrying the mantle of Duda, one of the knights of the Grawl, who served their quests throughout the world. Also a monster hunter, and also the mentor of one Roan Ibex. The party met him, looking very old, riding a very ancient horse. Met him in combat, actually. He was helped up by Mykolas and Umberto, and they came to know him, came to love him, came to fight with him, and then, because I'm mean, had to watch him die that same first episode. And ever since, have been working to slowly, bit by bit, return his body, placed in an icy stasis by the magic of Rona, the Crow of War, through her Losajas, Mykolas. They've been traveling with him to bring him to his ancestral home, where he will be buried with his ancestors. That quest has finally been brought to completion, as the party in our last episode finally reached Sheedgard. Along the way, they had a few conversations based on some potential Fey shenanigans that had happened. Umberto encountered what appeared to be a young boy, but instead someone who led him on quite the merry chase, having conversations about what was going on, and who told him to keep an eye out for 3 special pennies, one of which he found when they encountered an old man in the woods. An old man who identified himself as Micah Matthias Bartholomew, and who was aware, it seemed, of the painting that was carried by Father Raphael that bore the spirit of Rico Sandoval, a disciple of the second prophet. Micah claimed to be himself a student of the second prophet's ways, and advised Father Raphael in time to travel east to discover more about that special prophet that he follows so closely. And then himself went into the painting for a long conversation with Rico Sandoval. As the group is standing around, all reason to stay in this particular spot having passed, and then hour having grown late, you look up, and through a clearing in the woods through which you have been walking, you see the rising spires of Sheedgard. Certainly a more impressive edifice than you would expect to find out here in the middle of nowhere. Not quite a palace, but certainly more than just your average forest keep. You your goal for all this time. Rowan, you know it well. Much of your training after coming to Avalon happened here, and you can see the castle is alive. Sometimes it grows quiet. Sometimes when the hunt is on and adventurers are off, sometimes only a few windows are illuminated. But here, the castle seems almost to be glowing. Many illuminated windows flicker with firelight on the inside, and it offers a very welcoming aura to it. But Rowan, you also notice an odd sense of chill in the air. Even though with the woods around you, the wind cannot particularly touch you. And after having traveled through Samartia and Uzura and having undergone the wintry storm over the Maw, it was hard to think of winter here being of particular bother. And yet there is a definite chill to the air as you all step up. What are we doing?
This is a very new thing, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
it gets cold here. Avalon has winters, but this is colder than you're accustomed to.
I guess she would bear the expression of a little bit of confusion, but continue forward. And then the immediate thought of, oh yeah, I have to tell his wife, crosses through her brain like a whole lot. And then she'll continue walking and not really saying much.
Yeah,
Especially
Rowan has
after
gotten fairly
leaving
quiet
episode.
as she's walking towards her home. How's everyone else kind of reacting to this or clocking what's going on?
I just got out of painting. Lenora is still kind of getting grips with reality at this moment, but knows that we have a mission, and so is locking it in, and goes over to Persepolis with a big pat on his side and says, "Are you ready to go home?"
There's actually a pause. Persepolis stops walking for a second, and his head kind of goes over and starts jostling at your bag, which has become a fairly universal sign for where's the cornucopia.
And she's gonna reach into her bag and be like, "All right, you horse." And she grabs she'll grab 2 apples, and she'll have one over towards his snout, and then is gonna bite into one.
Typically Persepolis likes to take the apple in a couple of chomps out of your hand. This time, the whole apple goes in a single chomp. And then he presses his nose into your palm.
Are you okay? And as she says that, she's going to read the horse.
The horse has arcana, but you're finding them impossible to read. They seem to flicker. The images that they're taking some familiar shapes, but you're really having trouble making heads or tails out of them. The best guess you get is you keep getting an impression of maybe the wheel.
Okay. Are you worried?
And tosses his head up towards the castle, and then seemingly higher up, and then gives a shake to the body like he would often do if covered with snow, even though it's not currently snowing here.
She's going to, as she's still reading, she's going to try to trace the threads from Persepolis out towards the castle, seeing if there's probably not any purchase, but if there's any signifying straight, if there's a fly that goes immediately to a direction.
You do see what you see is a string that seems to come out from the castle and attaches itself to Persepolis. One that is going very close to it also connects to Rowan.
Rowan?
Yes?
You grew up here. If it is not too much for me to ask, who lives in that castle?
Oh. It's a very good question. Dan, please help me.
The Lady Talara Intuviel is the current mistress of Sheetguard.
Man, that's a name. I don't know if I can pronounce. We got this. Lady Talari? No, Talaria?
Talara Intuviel.
Talara Intuviel. That name, that person, that lady, very important person, lives there.
And important to the city, but it appears also important to you.
Well, really can't do any night things without their say. So very important.
Well, it seems that she's calling to you in some way. At least fate is deciding so. Is that what you want?
And
He
you can see
hesitated.
she's very nervous and like not hiding it. Because we're now here. And she'll go, I do want this, yes. But part of this requires me to atone for things that I've done and keep up that keep that up, I guess. And that's nerve-wracking at this point for me.
Lenora is leaving Persepolis' side and is walking over towards Rowan and is just going to place a hand on her shoulder and says, whatever it is, you are one of the strongest people I have ever met. And you are one of the most dedicated of people I have ever met. I am but one of absolutely 4 of us that would say that you can do anything.
She has a good point. Raphael will speak up in like the animal that he's up into Rowan's like side as if to be sort of her right hand in a sense, at least presenting as such. Because he's making sure that she takes point in a lot of this while still trying to offer his support. So he's been riding next to her the whole time, and the moment that she starts to display the fact that she is more openly nervous, he will reach out a hand and absent-mindedly grab one of hers, like right up close enough to where he can just reach over and do that. And he doesn't say anything. He just reminds Rowan that she's here, he's here, all of us are here. Like the solidarity of the gesture of us being behind her and supporting her and doing whatever it is that she has to do right now. So that's what Raphael is currently doing.
I think Mykolas actually will sort of he keeps a certain distance to give deference, I guess. It's not like he's avoiding, but he's also, I'm not going to intrude. But from the distance, he says, what do you need from us?
Well, what you're doing right now, supporting me, being here, very important, which is thank you. And also you did help me get my my mentor here safely, which by the way is not an easy task to do, and we did go through a lot to get here. As I look at the story time, so I can say thank you enough that now I'm home. Can't wait to do more fucked up shenanigans with y'all right after this. But the more thing that I'm the most nervous about is having to tell people about his passing, which won't be the easiest thing.
I've had to write those letters myself. It is not easy. But if you need anything from us, you can ask. We're here. We're going to be here for you. You're a member of our company. We will always support you.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, like I said, I got what? Psh, I got this. I've been preparing a speech. I've definitely been doing that for
Around
sure.
this point, you are getting to the bridge that leads over the drawbridge that leads over the moat that protects. And as you get there and Rowan's talking, before you Rowan sets like 1 foot on the bridge, and suddenly the massive keep doors start to creak open, like.
And she knows we're here. Whoa.
Take a breath, mi amor.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we continue, she is. I know we already kind of been dealing with Faye things. It's going to be a lot more intense. So just full warning, and it's great. She's a good person, I promise. I'm just excited for you guys to meet. But I'm also, let's just do it. I'm more of a person of action. Let's just go. And she'll just start doing that thing, like fake confident walking as everyone is like in tow.
If there was a wall in her way, she would walk through it.
Is Ron okay? She seems nervous.
In Vidachin, Lenore's just going to respond, we are definitely not in Felicia anymore.
Well, there's a loaded statement.
I think Raphael just starts like internally, and sort of half under his breath, like just starts like as Rowan just confidently starts walking across the bridge. He, like I said, but just behind her and to the right, he is muttering prayers to himself for the entire situation of like doing the quick Hail Mary full of grace type of moment to like prophet watch us while we're here kind of deal to make sure my people make it out alive kind of thing. So it's one of those, because he is as cautious as he is about magic and stuff in general, he treats it with caution. He doesn't treat it with fear. There's a very big difference. So him going into a place where it is so drastically different, he's just out of habit anchoring himself in his faith before he walks in here, and also making sure that he stays level-headed enough that we can get out. We all get it out. We make it out of here after this, because he doesn't know what to expect.
As you're moving forward, as the cart rolls onto the bridge, it suddenly and seemingly out of nowhere starts to snow. And not a couple of flakes come down. Suddenly, it's almost like when you cross into like a torrential rain, or you see such a thing coming for you. Suddenly, it's just everywhere, and immediately you can see the signs of it accumulating all around you. You have gone from cloudy late evening to heavy snow, blizzard almost, nigh instantaneously.
Just like home.
Is it always like this? She's gonna kind of like look at Persepolis as she's kind of talking.
Persepolis looks up at the snow, sticks out his tongue to catch a few of them, tastes them thoughtfully. His eyes go a little bit wide, and he takes a deep breath before continuing forward.
I think in a way we have brought the storm.
Oh, goody.
As you all continue to cross forward, you come into a large great hall. There are many banners hanging all over it. You see some of them show various houses. Those of you who have gotten to take a look at the mantle of Duda that Rowan is carrying, see it represented several times. Sometimes it is the banner, other times it appears on the banner. You can see a lot of the banners are telling stories. You can see Mykolas. You can see battles that, based on what you see just in the banner, you're like, oh, I'll bet this was this fight at the stuff that you studied while you were when you were being made an officer and things like that. And narrative is just painted everywhere in this room. Umberto, your sense of direction through blood magic is going haywire. You're fully aware. Well, no, you're not aware of your piece. You have it there, and the marks that you've placed on it remain. But you keep feeling like there's a mark 10 feet that way, and then it vanishes. 100 feet that way, and then it vanishes. Wild and all over the place.
I don't like it.
Nor do I.
And once you are all completely in the Great Hall, the doors close behind you. No sign of anyone physically moving them. Some doors start to open from the side, and people stick their head in. And one comes out wearing garb. Any of you who have seen Avalonian officers before would recognize the garb of an officer of the Avalonian army. Mykolas certainly at some point has seen this uniform. Probably not so much the Vidachans and the Castilians. Well, Raphael might have at some point on your travels outside of Castile. But those of you from primarily Vadicine nations, this is an officer in a heretic army. And so would not have shown up with that very often for you all. But he kind of steps out and comes up to you all. Greetings, visitors. Welcome to Sheedguard. I can see the door was opened for you. I hate when she does that. I am, and then suddenly stops. Rowan. And Rowan, you recognize Sir Edelmore, not a knight of the Grawl, but a knight of the Avalon Court, who is basically one of nature's heralds. Like, it moves around, is sort of designed to like welcome people and stuff like that, speaks. And folks like that always wanted to study under Bryant for very obvious reasons. So comes up to you. Welcome home. I haven't seen you here in a while.
Yeah, it's been and she'll give like a sorrow, a sad face. It's been a while.
Is that grief I see? Is all well?
Unfortunately, no. I have bad news. But I know you would rather see him instead.
Let's get you to the lady. And if you've bad news for the castle, best she heard it first. I would not want to be the one who got such news if you had to come all the way here for it.
Okay.
And he gestures to a few pages and the like who are coming out. Some come up to the other animals that you all have with you and start taking care of them. And Persepolis recognizes some of them. And they're all looking at him like, Rowan. Is this? Did Persepolis have a foal?
And Ron will just say, no. That is him.
But when he left, he was... And if he's here, and Edelmore raises his hand, the lady of the house first, and they all agree. And Persepolis steps into place to lead the cart the rest of the way. And steps forward, rolling through the great hall. Another set of doors, not as big as the grand ones, but still pretty darn big, big enough to admit the whole cart, open and reveal a throne room. As you all come in, you see a number of courtiers all over the place. Lenora, this room is almost painful to look at. There is so much fate in this room, and the strands are like wild tangles, except they never quite catch, and they seem to flit and move around. You've been in busy rooms, but this is something else, because some of them glow. Some of them look like they're frozen. And like you can see ice affixing along them as it moves along. And of course, your black thread, as always, connects first to Umberto and then heads southeast.
Is it the only one? Is it the only one?
The only black thread? Yes,
Yeah.
it is the only black
God
thread.
damn it. Okay.
And standing and sitting on the throne is an absolutely beautiful woman. Her hair is long, platinum blonde, almost to the point of being silver, held in a very odd tiara, and her eyes are slightly strange. Like human, but different. And a few of you glance, and she turns and whispers something to someone who is standing near her. And you all notice that her ears are swept back to a point. And then she turns and continues to look at you all. And her eyes fall on the cart. And she stands up from her chair and walks forward, long, green, flowing robes, embroidered beautifully with floral themes. She comes forward and says, I am Talara Intuviel, mistress of Sheedguard, lady of the summer court, bonded of the Grawl and bride. And she closes her eyes. Widow to Sir Bryant, carrier of the mantle of Duda. Welcome to Sheedguard, Roan Ibex.
Rowan will immediately kneel and bow in respect.
She steps forward, and you realize the size of the throne was sort of playing with perspective. She is a tall woman. Not quite as tall as Rowan, but close. And something about it and the whole flow of everything, sometimes she seems shorter, sometimes she seems taller. But in general, quite a tall woman. You'd probably guess around 6'1", 6'2", that ballpark. And as she steps forward, Rowan, what can you tell me of him?
Well, he found me on my travels. Around the time I met my new family, and just kind of gestures to everyone behind her. Sorry. And he passed doing what he loves. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, and I will, and I always will. It was a beautiful sight to see him fight with his heart's content and laughing and telling stories, and she's starting to get emotional at this point. And
Talara steps forward and hugs Roan. I didn't know for sure, but I suspected when he passed you were there. And she steps back. He is in this cart.
she'll just nod.
She looks over to Persepolis, who bows. And it is a clear head all the way down bow. And she walks over to him, takes his head in her hands, and presses her forehead against his long nose. You've not looked this young for many years, Persepolis. This is your choice. As you wish. She then steps over to the cart and holds out a hand and turns it. And the blankets and wraps that you had placed around the body untie and fall to the side. He's cold.
Yeah. I made sure that he would not be assailed by the failings of flesh after death or those who would feed on him in our travels.
She tilts her head and gestures towards his body. You did not simply pack him in ice. This ice is self-regenerating.
Yeah.
She looks to you.
I am Losajas.
She nods. Can you remove the enchantment?
He will nod and sort of clear his mind for a moment. And then he will take out his flask of vodka. He will take a sip. And he will pour a bit off. And as he does, he says, "This toast is in honor of Rona, Crow of War. Thank you for your gifts." And he will end the effect, if that will work.
The sheen of ice lifts off of him immediately in the warmth of the hall, seemingly almost boiling away. And she takes in, and it is a breath of clear distaste, but then she nods graciously. If this has preserved him this long to us, thank you. These are strange days indeed.
Yeah.
She steps up and places a hand on his chest. How is it possible that a heart so big could ever stop beating? I thought I'd thought of everything. I felt through him a surge of life like he hadn't had in years. Joy. Not just the joy of battle or the hunt, but a hunt well done with good companions. Better than a man a third his age could have done. She looks at Rowan. There is much magic in your band. Your family, as you referred to them. I imagine they have interesting stories to tell. And she turns and she walks away from the cart. Turns her back on you all for a moment. There will be a feast tomorrow. A celebration of his life. Rowan, I would have you beside me at the high table.
Yes.
There will be Edelmore. And he steps forward. Yes, my lady. Inform the servants that this group here are to have finest furnishings. And Rowan, your room, as ever, is prepared. As Bryant always insisted, in case you ever got chased this way. I would ask that you all leave me at this time to see to his body. The pyre will be ready in the morning.
Rowan will bow again. And then she will usher everyone else out gently.
Before Leonora gets ushered out, she's being very respectful. She's bowing her head. She's staying quiet. She's going to read Lady Talara. Even though it hurts. She just wants to know.
It is very similar to Persepholis's.
God damn.
Wild, flickering, if anything, the wheel. But you're not sure if you're actually seeing the wheel or if the arcana are literally spinning as you watch them.
Okay. Thank you.
As you do that, she pauses and smiles and looks at you. Your eyes see clearly, little one.
She is darting her gaze down to the ground as quickly as possible when their eyes connect.
I suspect you've never read a Fae before.
Apologies, I did not mean to offend.
She barks a laugh. And it has a lot of her sadness and even bitterness in it, but no anger that you can detect. And she looks and says, were he with us, he would have demanded the best explanation of it you could have had. Curiosity is not a crime. Welcome to Sheathguard. Sorte Strega.
It is an honor to be graced with your presence. Thank you. And if I could say one thing before we leave, fate was always kind to Sir Bryant. It seems like he knew no bad days. And I do believe in his final hour, he was thinking only of you. And that is what gave him the strength.
She steps closer to you and places a hand on your shoulder. It wasn't that he knew no bad days. It was just that he never saw the day he didn't know how to make better. But thank you. Your words are kind. And she nods to Rowan, and you all are able to leave through a side door.
Ron is kind of staring a bit, and then she immediately starts to smile. And she goes, "We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. And y'all get to see how he used to celebrate life. Thoroughly this time."
You all are led up the stairs and are shown absolutely delightful rooms. It's immediately clear that this is a place that prided itself on hospitality. And tapestries in each of the rooms showing plenty of stories. Drink and food readily available, servants moving through and offering. And each of them, as they approach, instead of saying, "Would you like an hors d'oeuvre?" or anything like that, they come forward, and whatever they offer you, be it water, be it wine, be it some other sort of food, begins with no obligation. Are people eating and drinking? How are folks feeling in this openly fake castle?
Raphael's a little terrified, because he is just going through his Rolodex of knowledge that he has studied over the years about this kind of stuff, considering the man's got scholarship 3, so he's a fairly well-learned individual. Like, all the different stories that were about this thing, and like, he doesn't know how to really feel. He's a little hesitant to take any food or drink at the moment, mostly because it's just he's slightly unsettled, so he just doesn't feel comfortable eating or drinking anything at the moment. But
Fair enough.
But he's worried for Rowan, only because like this was heavy for her when it happened, and it's been heavy this entire time, and now that she is here, she is home, and she has delivered the news among everything else. He's just trying to make sure that she's going to be okay. And like I said earlier, he doesn't have any of his obvious vestments or anything on him. He is going out of his way to make sure all of that stuff stays pretty hidden. And if he can find a room near Rowan's, but not but not obviously not rooming for proprietary.
So you all are in the guest wing of Sheepguard. Rowan's room is in the family quarters. So
that makes more sense.
The question there is, Rowan, would you be staying in your room, or would you be staying in one of the guest rooms?
Because of what is happening, she would stay in her own room. But whoever wants to see her room, because there's cool shit in there, she would show people to her room. And
Raphael wants to go. Raphael will be there. 100%.
I'd love to see your childhood home.
Yes, please. Let me see where you used to live.
Umberto, the further you get from Lady Talara, the less chaotic your blood sense seems to be. And it seems to be going back to just that numbness that it has had since you came to the Glamour Isles.
Oh, and in Badakshin, he'll just be like, "Can we leave as soon as possible?"
After the funeral, then we can go.
Is anyone requesting anything of any of the students or servants or any of the folks who are bustling around? And again, it's a busy place. There's life in this castle. Word has gotten out that there's going to be a feast tomorrow, and people seem to be excited for it.
I think,
oh, go ahead.
No, you go first.
No, it's your house.
No,
You go.
it's fine. You're a guest.
Okay, fine. So Lenora is very much like, she's not going to ask for anything because that's not polite. But if people are offering like, a towel or a robe or like a water or something like that, she will like take it because she feels she needs to.
You get the very strong impression, like, because of copyright, they're not singing "Be Our Guest," but if copyright wasn't so viciously enforced by the Disney Corporation, they would be.
Man.
There's the people here just seem to legitimately love having folks to wait on, and that hospitality. Any of you, regardless of your level of empathy or insight, can feel folks here just dig having folks to take care of, and are good at it.
I think
so. Like, oh, go ahead, Mykolas.
I was going to say Mykolas is probably uncomfortable with people offering him stuff and like being so eager to serve him, just because he's never really dealt with that. Like he had a friend who was nobility, but other than that, he's never been in that situation. Like he grew up poor, he was a soldier, he lived in the field. This is uncomfortable for him to a certain extent.
Much in the way that when a cat picks up that someone doesn't want them around, they get much more interested. Some of the servants seem to almost clock to that, Mykolas, and they seem to be kind of chasing you down. One young man in particular comes forward to you and is like, "Apologies, sir." And he's actually speaking in not great Samartian, but Samartian. You seem somewhat uncomfortable. Is there anything we can do to make you more at ease? It was the mistresses of the house wish that you all be well cared for.
It is nothing you are doing. It's just I am not used to a situation where others serve on me. I am soldier and do not come from wealth, so this is uncomfortable for me. I don't know what to do or how to deal with it. Honestly, the most I need is just water and a quiet place to contemplate.
Well, the water you will certainly have. And he gives a nod to someone else. And it's like, and if you're looking for quiet contemplation, there are several places in here that are particularly good for it. There's the Chapel of Many Houses that is downstairs. The library is over in the East Wing.
I'll take the library. I am not particularly. I am not of any of your faiths.
There are the benefit of the Chapel of Many Houses is it is not dedicated to any one faith. It holds the symbols of the Vaticine, of the Objectionists, of several of the elder ones from Vesta Minaviar, and some that I have never recognized. Part of the agreement of the Graal.
I understand. I am from further away.
Then certainly head back into the main hall, move towards the East Wing, and any servant you find will be able to point you in a direction.
Okay. And he'll also make a point of making sure the others know where he's going. That
Do you seek anyone out in particular, or?
I assumed we were moving as a group for at least a little bit of this. So
Yeah,
he's
by now you all are finding your rooms, so you're close to each other. Just
he'll let Leonora and Rafael and Umberto know where he's going. I assume Rowan's already off towards her chambers. So,
Roan, who all would you be bringing with you to see the room you grew up in?
Whoever wants to go. Well, Raphael definitely. And
Rafael, Leonora. All right. And
Mhm.
Umberto going to come along too. Mykolas head to the library. Rowan leads you into the family quarters, which, if anything, are even more flamboyant. Color absolutely everywhere. Plants growing in various different planters, art, weapons on the walls. Not a single one of them decorative. Like, clearly these are all weapons of war, but now telling stories of their own kind. Some of which, Umberto, you've seen a wide variety of weapons in your time. Some of these you've never seen before. Somewhat axe-like, somewhat sword-like. They struggle against classification that you can detect.
You have an interesting collection.
Well, that's not necessarily mine. This is just, things that I can do or use like that. And like she will show like this anime ass like giant great axe. And she's like, that is what I practice on, actually. And this is like, and she'll tap the one on her back. This is the baby version. Can't necessarily carry that thing around everywhere.
That's that thing. The thing you have lugging around on your back is the baby version of that? And just looks up and finally takes it in and goes,
"Hey, who are you calling that thing?" The voice comes from the big ass axe.
swear
And
to
like she'll give like the most girliest scream that you have heard from her yet.
Rowan, you allow me to be. I teach you how to wield the great weapons of the Fae, and you allow them to refer to me as that thing.
She's gonna go over and like pick him up and like kind of hug this giant weapon like it's.
Yes, I know you are as adorable as. Okay, fine. I can never stay angry at you.
Yeah. Hey. Guys, here is my teacher, but also a very cool thing. And she is going to present this like this fucking enormous, beautifully decorated, very fey kind of green filigree. Did I say that right then? Filigree. Thank you.
Actually, let's go with filigree, and it'll make Jeremiah crazy when we put this.
This double bladed giant, not normal axe that could probably cleave a dinosaur neck in half, and it is talking in this boisterous voice, and she goes, "Sir, I missed you so much."
And I missed you as well. I am still a little offended that you took such a small weapon with you on your journeys.
Well, I couldn't take you. I'm sorry. How about this? You present yourself to my friends, huh? And she will brandish it and poof, slam it on the ground, and it gives heft.
There's shing, bright sparkles off the blade. Hello. I am a blade of the great Fey army. I have no name, because generally it's a bad idea to name Fey things. Don't do that.
Yeah, no. Sir for now. Well, I've always called him sir. So, sir.
A term of respect.
Term of respect, yes.
Raphael just looks speechless, as if he has forgotten how to use his tongue to form coherent thought or sentence, because this thing just talked to him, and he's very confused.
Typically, sir, when one offers offense, such as calling something a thing, I understand it's traditional to apologize.
Shaking his head out of his own, like, to jar his, but he bows his head in deference, says, forgive me, forgive my ignorance. I did not know to whom and which I was speaking. I do apologize.
Accepted. I suppose I was being rather quiet and might have given you reason to believe I was an inanimate object. I maybe is getting a little bit touchy.
Well, sir, this is Rafael. And this is Leonora. And this is
It's a pleasure.
Umberto. And
Greetings to all of you.
and the one who I want to introduce you to the most, and she now has realized that Mykolas is gone. And she goes, "Oh, later." Later.
So you are the one who taught Rowan everything she knows then?
Admittedly, I was not always the most patient teacher, and so a fair amount of the credit must go to Sir Bryant himself, but I believe the many cuts she endured while attempting to wield me were of particular use, and she did take me along. You remember that hunt, Rowan, that you took me along with the wyvern?
Absolutely. Of course I remember that. And then she remembers who actually ended up securing the head, and a very young girl in her brain appears and she makes a face. And then she goes, "By the way, sir, speaking on that, did my friend that came with us for that, did she come by and say hello at all while I was gone?"
Oh, numerous heads returned, yes.
I mean, yay, cool. Come on, sir, let's show them the rest of the room of the abode, shall we?
You all have fun. I have important axe things to be thinking about for a little while here. There is, as I understand, to be a feast tomorrow, and
Yes.
I must look my best.
All right, no, well, I'll leave you to it, and then she'll just again with ease, just kind of like lift them back up and place them back on the mantle.
If you happen to have any tips on, you see, I am very small and I probably couldn't wield you for very long, but if you have any tips on throwing knives, would be much appreciated.
Later, come here, take me off the wall, take me down to the target yard. I will show you how to throw me.
Done. Oh wait, you? Oh no, I couldn't.
There are others. Leonora,
Oh,
just don't tell them
oh,
that. Just don't tell them.
yes, of course. Yes. Thank you. Sir, you look quite sharp today.
I am the sharpest. Had Rowan swung me at that neck, she would have been the one who came back with the head.
I tried to swing you, but then you told me to swing the other way. You know what? Later.
You know that I'm dyslexic.
Hold on.
That's
I swing both ways. I'm double-bladed.
Please tell me there are blue, purple, and pink gems all over this thing at
100%.
some point.
100%.
Oh,
Absolutely, yes.
yes. Yes.
She'll just look at him with like the most annoyed look and then go, "It's good to see you, sir. I will show them the rest of the place, and Leonora will stop by. Others."
We're going to jump back over to Mykolas real quick. Mykolas, you make your way into the library, and this is a massive library. Like there are bigger ones, obviously, but this is you could do musical numbers while swinging from ladders in this particular library. But it wouldn't be at all reminiscent of farm life.
I think he will keep that desire contained for now. And you will wander through the library, just sort of taking it in, seeing what kind of library it is. Because they have histories or.
It seems to be one of those libraries, like from the old world, of the sort of person who was trying to collect everything there was to know. There is a pretty robust fiction section, and it's immediately becoming clear that language is not a barrier here. That writings from multiple nations, you recognize religious writings of the Objectionists, of the Vaticine. You even see a number of them from Coronia, and basically whatever they could get their hands on. And language seems to be there seems to and the organization seems to be by subject, and then within the subjects by language, and then by title.
Okay. Yeah, he'll poke around. I think he's more idly wandering through to see if anything catches his eye as a book that was interesting, or as much as they think he's there for the peace and quiet, as because that was a lot. And
and there's definitely peace to be had. What is your scholarship?
Not good.
Anything?
I think I've got a little bit. Let me double check. No, I do not. No. I've got a wits of 3, but that's it.
You are, with your knowledge of warfare, you're able to quickly recognize some of the books that you were supposed to read. With a scholarship of no dots, I think you might have been like, I have the School of Hard Knocks. What is a book going to teach me about fighting a war? But you're able to find a couple of the titles that you were at least supposed to crack open, and you find some peace in those.
Okay. Yeah. You'll grab 1 or 2 of those and find a desk or something that would be a good place for him to sit and read.
As you go settle up there, Rowan, you get them into your room. And what would Rowan's room look like?
As I finish shoveling food in my mouth,
I used to be a waiter. I'm good at it. I'm
about to say, at least one time during every fucking stream we have, you catch me with eating something. Her room is a very, very large room. Probably to no surprise at this point. As soon as the door is opened, it smells, and probably Raphael will recognize the smell of just like what perfumes would be in Castile, because she has to have some type of remembrance and some type of home, even though she doesn't claim it for real. Just kind of around, and there are actually, you guys just walk into like a tom girl room, like a tomboy room. Like there's just a lot of weapons, there's a lot of portraits, there's a lot of skins of animals and monsters and creatures. There is a kind of like one of those like those giant poster boards where you have like all the different like little like docile creature facts like on it, and just all around the room, a large bed, more big great weapons. Think Monster Hunter. Just a lot of like stuff like that, and then one really big portrait where you will see Rowan, another young girl next to her with a holy name monster's head in her arm, Sir Bryant, and quite a few other hunters and knights of Avalon that are in it. And you see Sir what's his name? You see Sir also like on Rowan's back with Persepolis in tow also.
That image of Persepolis being significantly older than the one you all have traveled with, but not quite as old as the one you first encountered.
And she'll turn and go, ta-da! Look at it! Look at it! Look! These are, and you will see a lot of like monster parts that are not like the heads of the monsters. She'll be like, "Look at my collection! So beautiful, right?"
Certainly
That is
interesting.
a word, right, Rafael?
Interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. And just goes, I love learning new stuff about you. And he just smiles at the room itself because this is a peek into Rowan's life before he knew her. And yeah, no, this man, nothing changes. It's kind of cool. Like he'll walk over to the portrait and just look at it and kind of take it in and see the different weaponry and things like that. And just kind of just takes it in and is in an admiring fashion because it's like he's learning new stuff about the woman that he cares about. So that's something that he is taking significant note of.
Yeah. Also, a lot of objects talk here. So just
I
that so
appreciate
that
the
doesn't
heads
surprise
up. That would have been a really wonderful reminder about 10 minutes ago.
I mean, well, and she'll like pull the axe. This one can talk, kind of. Not as fluent, but a little bit. I just talk to me anyway. I feel the okay. I probably should explain that. I realized these are things I have not told you all, and she just kind of like put the axe back. She's like, well, okay, and then she'll go over to just like one of the other weapons and like armor sets and stuff, and she goes, we have like this connection with pretty much everything. Even if they can't speak such as sir, we still feel something. If that
As
makes sense.
Rowan had said, like, all these things can talk. You just see Lenora like in the corner, like looking at everything, going, "Oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me," and then like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me. Oh, hi, I apologize. I don't mean to." Like she's trying to find like the perfect spot where she's not blocking anyone.
God.
As you all are doing this, and Lenora, you're trying not to get in anything's way, and so you find yourself moving closer and closer to the edge of the room, and then you hear the windows to Rowan's room, pretty big ones, rattling like hard, and you hear a really loud blowing wind outside.
Oh,
I guess you don't get a lot of severe weather over here, do you?
no. So it's honestly it's a little worrying, and she'll like go over to the window and like just give it like a look, but like make sure the window's kind of like shut and close, just in case there is like a storm or something.
As you go and you're checking things, you feel a hard grab, and if your hand had not been on it, you think the window might have blown open. And you're able to quick hold it and secure it and like doubly lock it to keep it in place. And as you kind of peer, the glass is not perfectly translucent. It's thick, not quite stained, but in that kind of middle ground, and it's dark outside. But there is a massive blizzard blowing outside.
Huh.
Quick question, Dan, and you can tell me if this is a reach or not. Because Wolfgar's putting two and two together, I'm not 100% sure that that Raphael would, in the knowledge that sometimes magic and realm of the Fae is influenced by the state of their emotions.
Yes. So you were taught by the Vatican Church, which absolutely does not approve of the alliance that was sealed in the Grawl. The Fae are mercurial by their very nature. And they feel what they feel, and they feel it powerfully. And this makes them chaotic. This makes them dangerous in the teachings that you're aware of. And for some of the more powerful ones, it's not just in their physical form, it's how things manifest all around them. It would not be beyond the right to interpret this as indicative of the emotional state of Lady Talara.
So Raphael will softly speak up. She's grieving.
Yeah.
Such a heavy thing to carry. It's heavy for any heart to bear. Fae or human or however have you, grief is heavy.
Yeah. Well, this is honestly bringing back memories. Last time, Sir Brian had a scare with I believe it was with time. Again, grief was had, but he survived.
As you think about that, Rowan, that time years ago when you thought Bryant was about to die, and he had a seemingly miraculous recovery. And as you're kind of putting things together and with the stuff you've seen, it occurs to you when you saw him in northern Vadachi, he looked almost identical to when you'd seen him before, as if aging for him had just stopped.
I think Ron will kind of pause as she's saying that, and she will go, "Oh, my lady, what did you do?" Yeah,
I'm sorry.
nothing. Sorry, no, don't worry about it.
No.
No, I'm still also processing things, as you can tell. Do you want to see something else cool? Huh?
I think the more sights we see would be best, for we don't plan to stay long.
Yes.
I will point out it is getting rather late in the evening now.
It's in her room. She'll go over and open her closet, and it's so much armor. But like have pieces like full plate, and then there's one armor that she will kind of walk over to that was gifted to her by Sir Bryant. And she is going to go over and pull one of the cuffs off. Just like one of the simple, like kind of like silver bands. And she's just gonna put it on and hold
Rowan,
it.
as you reach and you grab this cuff from this piece of armor, it is cold to the point of burning.
Oh shit.
And you drop it, take a minor wound.
Okay.
And you look, and this armor, which had been given to you by Sir Bryant, but crafted for you by Lady Talara and her handmaids, it had been crafted with leaf imagery and motifs, and like it was a living thing. And now that you're looking at it, it is frigid cold. The leaves all look withered and frozen, like the actual filigree has shifted. And you see not plants alive, but plants frozen.
Huh. Well, that makes much more sense now. And she doesn't care if she takes another minor wound, but she's gonna pick it up anyway.
Ow.
To place it back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, another minor wound.
And she will then go, "It is late. I will have the servants escort you guys to your room and stuff. And I will see you in the morning. Breakfast."
See, breakfast.
And Umberto and Leonora, I will show you guys the armory tomorrow.
Yes, I think that would be great. What do you think, Umberto?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. Yeah. And also, again, don't mention it to Sir. We went to the armory. He feels some type of way about that. Hope you guys sleep well. If you need me, you know where I am.
Thank you, Roan. You live in a beautiful home.
Thank you.
Raphael, are you staying?
He is the last one to leave the room. Mostly because
Umberto grabs Lenora and like frog marches her out of
no, he won't like impose too terrible much longer, but he wants to squeeze and hold her hands. He says, you don't have to talk about it now, but we need to talk about it eventually.
Yeah. No, I will definitely tell you later.
Yeah, that's more than fine. I will not stick around too terribly long, but I'm here if you need anything. And he'll grab her hands and sort of bring them up to his lips and kiss the back of her hands, and give them a squeeze before he will go and leave the room.
You notice Rowan wince as you squeeze her hands where the cold of the cuff burned her.
And he looks at her hand and where it's injured.
The armor just I guess I've been gone too long. It's okay.
Please be safe.
Yeah. I'll be fine.
If you need anything, you need only make enough noise, and I promise you I'll be across this castle faster than you can blink.
She smirks a bit. She goes, enough noise, huh?
He just sort of chuckles and says, I do not think that is proper.
No,
Oh,
it's not. But
then let me go before I make poor decisions. And we'll take a half step back. Like, he doesn't want to, but he absolutely like he doesn't want to, like, the whole point of temptation type of thing. He is just going to try to give her space to process whatever is happening, because there is a lot hitting her all at once. And yeah, he's going to make sure he gets back to his room.
All right. Anyone have anything else they're trying to get up to this particular evening?
I'm just wanting to talk to Umberto on the way to our rooms.
Go right ahead.
You, Cugino, are not looking positively.
What do you mean?
I mean, we are in a place that is far from home, and from what I understand, you cannot use your powers.
See, but it was more confusing when we met the lady.
I agree.
Strings tangled for you?
Almost. They keep jumping through loose ends.
Like they're everywhere and nowhere at the same time?
Absolutely. I do not want to disrespect Rowan, but I do not like this place.
Not even a little. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but yes, this is gives me agita.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I am interested to know what happened the last time. If this grief brought a blizzard, and perhaps how long they had to stay in that blizzard.
That would make sense. It happened after.
Mm-hmm. I do not wish to stay in a blizzard.
No, not again. No, have been there, done that, as they say back in Vodachi.
So we agree then. There is certain urgency to leave this place.
Funerals, feast, farewell.
That's all there is. Let's try to make that happen.
Yes, the sooner the better.
As you all are walking, you pass a mirror hanging in one of the hallways, and notices are what? 1 and 2, or 2 and 2?
2.
Oh, 2 and 3. Umberto, you see it right away. Leonora, you kind of glance and then double take. As you look into the mirror, when you see Umberto, you see, on the old tube TVs, how if you didn't have things aligned properly, there would be like mirror images. With Umberto, you can see the 2 mirror images. One darkly in shadow, the other flame. They are not fully separated from him, and when you just look at him, it is still just the one eye with swimming black motes and the other eye with sparks. But it has clearly gotten worse since you were at the lighthouse.
And that I need to fix as soon as possible.
Let us go find you some help. Perhaps there is an infirmary or I don't know, a magician. Who knows how to fix this?
Well, I feel like I'm at least close to the right place.
All right. I have no need to sleep now, so I'm with you.
I could go do some research, speak to someone. Maybe they know something.
Well, it does seem that the servants like to help, so maybe they will have some answers.
Like the moment you say that, one like what turns into the corridor. Did someone say they were in need of aid?
Need to put a bell on you.
Apologies.
No. Actually, yes. I need to speak to someone of a delicate matter.
He walks up to you and goes, "You are in need of spiritual help, healing?"
You could say that, yes.
Well, there is no finer healer in the land than Lady Talara.
Would she be available to speak with this night?
Tonight might not be the best night. Is it of immediate importance?
We understand that she is grieving, and we understand how hard she is hurting, but this is quite a matter of life and death.
Well, and that's certainly good. Come with me, and he leads you back into the family wing, and in so doing, you all are walking that way when Raphael finally gets out of Rowan's room and is coming back. And so, Rowan, you see them walking back into the family quarters following the servant. I mean, not Rowan, sorry, Raphael.
Raphael immediately falls in step and behind them, mostly because he doesn't know what's going on and he wants to know, and he's going to lean into Leonora and go, "What is going on and why are we walking with purpose like this?"
She's continuing to walk, but she turns her head and she like puts a finger motion towards the eyes and says, Umberto needs to go talk to the lady.
He will nod kind of quietly and will continue walking with them. He's not going to let them go by himself because he had also experienced this, but this was different for Umberto, and he knew that. Was there when it happened, so I think he would want to be there at least and show a silent support.
You all get to the door, and the servant and then sticks his head in. Apologies, my lady, but one of Rowan's friends, they're in need of healing power. They weren't able to be more specific. Of course. And steps back. She is in the inner chamber. You are welcome to go and speak to her. But be gentle.
Umberto will turn and look. If you don't mind, I would like to do this on my own.
Leonora looks at him very sternly for a second, but then takes his hand and gives it a squeeze. Don't do anything stupid. And she's going to bless him. Hooray. Yep, get blessed, bitch. You get.
I might need to steal that, like in my professional life.
I give you, I think 3. No, I give you 4 extra dice to your dice pool.
You, Umberto, you step into the room and close the door behind you and you walk in. The initial chamber, there is no sign for her, but it was said she was in the inner chamber, and so you are able to walk through, and it's compared to Rowan's room is actually remarkably simple. And as you're looking around, most of the decorations you were guessing actually belonged to Sir Bryant. As you move through that room, you come into the inner room, and looking out the window, you see Lady Talara. She's wearing a nightgown, only barely covering her shoulders, very thin. She reaches up, pulls it around her, and then turns to face you.
When she turns, he will get very rigid and take a bowing, like, courtesy stance, bow his head, put his hand to his chest. Forgive me for the late hour calling, Lady Talara. I know this is a very trying time for you, but if this was not a matter of my own life, I would have not bothered you.
It was a matter of your own life from the moment you came to our shores, Portier. And with that, we are going to take a quick break. We'll show you some previews for other shows we have on the channel, and we will be back in just a few minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the... Okay, 1 second. Hang on. That just went entirely wrong in my head. My name is Dan McCurdy. I'll be your storyteller this evening. You can find me at RevDMC247 on TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, and if you find me anywhere else, all I can say is that I was young and I needed the money.
Hello, my name is Chandler, and today I will be playing our now Cicero, seducer of non-human creatures.
Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. I go by Darth Caustic on all socials, and I'm playing Asgator Iron Hand, and you only get me from the waist up because feet don't come for free.
I've never wondered until now. You know, so it's like, what does Demetrius gotta do to see some ass your toes? Anyway, I am Eric Bell Comedy on all the socials. I play Demetrius Penn, the swashbuckling mercenary and hopeless romantic, apparently.
Hello, I am Rage Mouse on The Things That Matter, and I play Veratiloris Victoire Couteau, duelist and courtier, and she has immaculate feet.
I'm Matt, farm grown nerd, and I can't with you fucks. Let's get started with
All right. Verity, as you are holding the dagger and flame it, basically, and accepting, you feel a weird sort of heat coming from it.
Giggity.
That's as far as we could go. That's the limit.
I'm sorry.
And welcome back. Mykolas. Drums roll over a war-torn mountainscape. You stand tall over the land, weapons in your hands that you do not recognize. Surrounding you from all sides, you see a startling array of soldiers, some of them tall, stretched figures that you recognize from your recent encounters as Sirna. Others are human. So many humans. And still others that you can't immediately recognize. Something else, something in between. All standing, all waiting. You look to your right, and standing there is another Sirna, taller than you. Beautiful, but in a terrible way. Gazing ahead towards the mountains. She looks to you and says, "Be ready, crow of war." And at that moment, spilling over the mountains to the north, monstrosities. They pour like a tide coming over. Fiends, there is no other word for them, coming at you thick and fast, seemingly in all directions. Their limbs stretched out, splayed. They do not have a form. At one moment, they'll have 5 limbs. At another, they'll have 11. Sometimes they take a form that is almost humanoid, but almost as if in a mockery of it as they run in. And they wait. And you wait, looking at your army as that tide seems to surge forward, and then finally, the Sirna next to you and the title Empress comes unbidden into your mind. Says, "Now, crow, charge." And you do. You lead the attack. No one else but you would ever lead this attack as you charge forward. The full amassed armies of the Sirna Empire challenging and riding forward to meet their enemy, the Fae. You crash into their lines. You watch Sirna and human and these others alike just being dashed against each other. Fae fall as well, but this is more devastation than you, Mykolas, ever saw in any battle you ever thought of. You do not control yourself. You fight as Rona, the crow of war, as you dash between, striking out, keeping things barely at bay, magics that you don't comprehend, crackling over you, crashing fire, ice, shadow, lightning, intimate knowledge of every possible tactic, knowledge that you know you could use to defeat any enemy. But it doesn't work here. They're too chaotic. They don't follow any particular battle line. They are maddened like barbarians, but infinitely stronger. And then one of them comes forward. You raise your weapon, a sinuous blade, and bring it crashing down, hoping to kill it like so many of the others, but suddenly they change, grinning at you, eyes flashing. Tall as you, with long platinum blonde hair. You recognize Lady Talara as she looks at you, holding a blade to yours, standing forward, And now, Sienna, you will pay for your arrogance. Mykolas, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you wake up. There's been so much travel and so much everything. You come to, and a kindly old man has his hand on your shoulder. Apologies, sir. You seem to have fallen asleep.
I am the one who should apologize.
Not
That was
at all.
rude of me.
He takes a seat across the table from you. I must admit, if I were reading books such as those, and he gestures to what you had in front of you, I might also have fallen asleep at the table.
It has been a long trip, and I wanted something to occupy my mind. And many of these I cannot read. They're in other languages, it seems.
Oh, yes. This collection has been put together over centuries now by the masters of Sheetgard. However, do you have interest in such things? The knowledge of other lands?
I do. I travel with people from all over, and even before that, I've fought people from other lands, and I've always found that it was good to understand them.
You sound like him. Sir Bryant, I mean. He always said it was unfair to fight an enemy you didn't understand. Too easy to make them out to be just a monster.
Exactly. And I met the man. He was good.
There are not many who come to my library interested in the books of the other sections. There was one tome in particular, and he offers you a hand to help you stand up.
He gets up.
And he leads you over to a particularly... Sparkly is not the word, but you are a magic user, and you can sense the power that is resonating around it. And he pulls one tome in particular off. This is... It was one of Sir Bryant's favorites when he was here as a boy. And he hands it to you. It is very, very old, but as you look at it, you see many different languages right next to each other. Like one page has 4 languages on one side and 4 on the other, and you realize they're all the same text, just translated. Castilian, Avalonian, Eisner, Montanian. With this, he says, in time you would come to recognize the old patterns. And I suspect even the tongues of the Sierra would be open to you, if you're willing, of course, to put in the work.
I've never been afraid of work.
That book has stayed dusty on its shelf for too long, I think. If I were to say that you may borrow it as long as you like, so long as you either bring it back here when you're finished, or give it to someone else who will put it to the use for which it deserves, would that be of use or interest to you?
It would be of interest. It seems too great a gift.
If there is one thing that this castle used to hold dear to, it was the idea that there is no such thing as too great a gift.
Very well. I appreciate and will accept such an offer and agree to your terms.
He gives a bow. Do not be afraid to put notes as you think of them. You will find others have done the same on various pages. Language is always changing, after all. Your input on the Samartian entries might be of use.
And there are 2 languages in Sarmatia, so
Dizzyingly mixed in the modern day, I hear.
indeed. And we pick up a few bits of vocabulary from the Crescent. We fought them long enough.
And you will find many words of the Crescent entering into our languages about 200 to 300 years back. Longer for the other. When a certain man changed the world yet again.
Yeah. That tracks. I may not be a believer, but I do know of the faith and honor those who honor it.
He nods. Gods are an interesting proposition when one lives daily with faith.
There are similarities.
He nods. It is getting late. You may wish to see yourself to your room. I would take the indoor paths, though. This storm is getting worse.
Huh. Coronian spring. If you have problems dealing with the weather later, come get me. I can help dig things out. I'm used to this kind of weather.
Then enjoy it. Still, with the wind, I would avoid the north-facing wall.
Yeah. Thank you again.
All right. Rowan, you sit down in your room. And all around you, you feel this unnatural chill. And as you look further, the life that had always surrounded, the images of plants and everything, you can feel as if where you normally saw summer, you are now seeing late autumn. And feeling the cold, even though the wind is not permitted to get into your room. How are you feeling? What are you doing?
She's sitting and thinking, and she is sad, but she's very happy to be home, finally. And she's just thinking about all the stories she's gonna tell about Sir Brian tomorrow. And how truthful she's gonna be with Raphael later. Especially now that she's also now thinking about the reason why she had left, which involved her family and whatnot. And whether she's gonna full on express that to him, maybe it's time. But other than that, she's gonna hold her axe close to her chest and just reminisce about Sir Brian again.
As you were sitting there and holding it close, you look down at your axe and suddenly notice it's wrapped in some kind of golden cloth. And peeling it away, you realize it's the mantle of Duda. You had thought it was in one of your bags, still in the cart, but it's in your hands.
She'll take it and touch it and look at it and feel the history, not just from Sir Brian, but from everyone who has held the title. Which, by the way, just because I'm curious, What number was Sir Brian?
No one's entirely sure, because the Grawl was lost for a time, and Elaine became queen by finding it again. And Bryant was the first in line of a new order of Knights of the Grawl. There are stories that connect at least 5 instances of Sir Duda that you've heard, but this is going back to the Fey War. And so no one's sure. No one knows.
And she'll place the mantle, just like kind of like put it on her forehead and give her respects to it. If I am next in line, may you show me the way well.
Umberto, this is not the first time you've stood in the inner chamber of a lady in her own castle, with her in very, shall we say, scant bedclothes. But this might be the most uncomfortable you've ever been in that situation. She looks at you, the cloth around her almost diaphanous, then flowing in a soft breeze through as she looks at you. You're a brave man, a portier coming here.
It was a matter of necessity and duty.
To your friends.
Yes.
And my husband.
He saved my life.
It was something he often loved to do.
He was very passionate.
She smiles. You don't know the half of it.
I would have loved to have known him as long as Roan did.
Roan. She closes her eyes. The mantle has chosen her. Hers for the taking. As well. Bryant and I never had children. It was not a thing I could do.
That is unfortunate.
She looks you over. Your blood names you Montagnan. Your tongue names you Vadachan. You are a contradiction. But you're not the only one in your little band. Including one I have not seen for a long, long, long time. You did not... Well, maybe you are the sort who comes to a lady's room late at night, but your current aspect does not speak to that being the sort of business you came here for. She sits on the edge of her bed. So tell me, what brings you to the one person, save perhaps the O'Bannon himself in these isles, who would be a threat to you?
Something happened in our travels, and I was told that perhaps someone of your caliber could help fix it.
Healing is a gift that I have access to. Tell me the nature of your wound.
And he will take a very cautious step towards her and kneel and then just look at her.
She leans forward, looks into your eyes. Go ahead and speak.
I seem to be coming apart spiritually.
Did he do this to you? The Losajas?
Not that I am aware of.
Wounds such as this I have not seen since. She reaches forward and places her fingers lightly on your forehead. You are like a cloth once torn. The rip getting ever worse and worse. Your spirit split in two. Or splitting. How came you to be wounded in this way?
We were dealing with some creatures, and I used my gifts to expedite our way. And afterwards, people started to notice this. The one who pointed it out was unable to fix it.
You lost a piece of yourself. It now floats in the seventh sea.
So to mend myself, I have to return there.
It would be searching for a pebble in an ocean. Wounds such as these were done by, and she uses a word you're not familiar with. Does not sound like any language you've heard.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that.
The ones who did it, they were Sirn. During the war, as they grew more and more desperate, they found a way to turn people's souls into power. And they needed power to fight us. This was before the Grawl, before the deal. You are like a wound of a war thousands of years long gone. To find her fingers on your forehead suddenly flash cold, and you instinctively jerk your head back because it's almost painful sensation. She pulls her hand back and looks at it. I can repair some of the damage, but healing such as this, you will need one who travels back and forth, one who crosses the seventh sea regularly, who understands its eddies, who knows it like a Vendel sailor over the maw. And I know one you can speak to.
I appreciate it.
What I have done will buy you time. Amending, but without a full patch, the tear will resume. Your blood is fighting back against the ban, against that which forbids you from using your power. The damage will be worse while you're here, but here you must remain. And she sits back. May I know your name?
Of course. I am Umberto Vitale.
I am Talara and Tuvia, once one of the fiercest fighters in the Fey War. But there is another who was worse. One of the Guardians. One of the holders of the boundary, who sided with us. One of the last of the dragons. You may find her in Inishmore.
Thank you, my lady.
Now, if you please. It will be a great deal for me to be ready for the meal tomorrow.
And he will stand and bow formally again. Yes, please rest. I appreciate you taking the time. You have a good night.
She stands and nods and starts to turn away, and you notice almost a flickering around her. Like one moment she's there, regal as any queen you could ever ask for. And another, she looks almost feral. Hair long and stuck, blood on her skin, as if, and you get the impression not hers. In another, the nightgown drops around her shoulders, drifting slowly to the ground, standing as if she was seducing a lover. And it's flickering crazy, like, and again, that sense of there's a mark there, there's a mark there, there's a mark there, there's a mark there, like everywhere. You feel in that moment you could port to anywhere in the castle if you timed it right.
No.
Out in the hallway, Leonora and Raphael.
Yes.
As you're standing around, you hear I was wondering if I would see you two again. And Micah is standing at the end of the hall.
Lenora is like currently like biting her lip in one hand, like one hand is up towards her mouth, like biting her lip as she's facing, and the other hand has a single card from her deck, just like waiting. The glyph. And she turns to Micah and drops her arm down to her side, still holding the card over like across her chest. It is good to see you. Hopefully, good conversations, good stories.
Time passes strangely in there. Many stories. I see. We are back in Sheedgard. I stepped out of the painting and found myself in a storage room. Along with what I presume are the rest of your belongings.
See, apologies.
Of course. No worries.
Glad you are
Oh.
doing well. Seems to be.
He pauses. And puts a hand to the wall. That could be a problem.
How do you mean?
She is grieving.
See.
We did bring her husband to her.
More than the husband. That was a thing of politics. You brought her lover back to her.
See?
Did Rowan tell you all of how
Yes,
Sir
well-
Bryant ended up married to a fae?
No, she did not.
I would say that is a story we have yet to tell, yet to hear.
I wonder if even she knew. And he steps over. For a long time, the Grawl was lost. Its miracles gone. The alliance that it enforced gone. Fae remained, as they had promised, protecting this land from the incursion of their cousins. But they were unguided, wild. And Sheedgard, considered by many to be haunted, a dangerous place. And then, Queen Elaine took her greatest of her knights and went on a journey, no one knows where. None speak of it save those who went. They brought back the Grawl. The Fae returned to the service of the crown, and Montaigne was driven from these shores. But before, when King Ielrod had used the Grawl, the Fae were bound, controlled. It was thought by many to be the only way. They were too chaotic. They could not stay as one, mercurial in their very nature. As legendary as the tempers of a Vidochan or a Castilian might be said to be, the Fae were far worse. The idea of holding your temper was entirely alien to them. You felt what you felt when you felt it, to the fullest of your ability. So, of course, they had to be controlled. The Knights of the Grawl, it is said, were all too happy to allow that. Most of them, of course, being good objectionists. They understood that it was the only way to be safe with the Fae. All but one. Not known as a warrior, but as a man of great joy.
Sir Bryant.
He knew Fae honored deals. And so he proposed an alliance. One that they could choose to follow the path of the Graal the same way the humans had been given, and to seal that alliance, there was a marriage. And in Tuviel, deadliest of the Fey warriors brought by the Graal, found the husband and freedom, all is one.
What does that? How? Lenora is trying to kind of put the pieces together as she is taking in this information. So now that Sir Bryant is dead, how does the deal continue?
That is the question all of Sheetguard asks itself.
And maybe this
Did you,
is
by
why-
chance, give word when you were in Carleon of Sir Bryant's death, so that it could reach the Queen in her castle?
No.
No, not unless there was particular conversation about the cart.
Wait, quick out of character, mostly because it dawns on Raphael. The event and the ritual that happened in Ishura, would that have had a ripple effect and would have let her know what was happening?
Apparently, Talara, yes, but any sort of official communication to the castle, to Queen Elaine, no.
Oh, to Queen Elaine. Okay, I thought
Oh,
we were still
no.
talking about
Oh,
Talara.
no.
Yeah, no.
No, the only communication that we ever portrayed to, especially strangers, was that we were continuing a quest, returning family to their proper burial place. No names per se that I can recall.
Then she remains free, Talara. Elaine has not known of the need to rebind her, or to find another similar alliance. And faced with grief, she is shifting. The Fae have seasons. It is the closest thing to stasis that they know. So long as she was married to Sir Bryant, Talara was of the summer court.
Rowan did say that Sir Bryant fell ill before. Was he miraculously better because of Talara or because of other sorts? If you know the story.
Sadly, I was not here for that. And if such a sickness came, it was not widely known. But if Talara did make a deal to preserve her love, and the magic that did it somehow broken,
What deal? What kind of deal would she have to make to bring her lover
back from the brink of death?
That is my question. Who would have the power to do that?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Ah!
there are a few who would have such ability. Most are legendary even to me. Ancient, powerful. beyond Sirna. Other fae, perhaps, though any here would be similarly bound. Of course, there are the rumors of the dragons.
Dragons are. They exist.
Did you think the Drakenisen Mountains were named for simple legend, my dear?
Well, no, perhaps I did think that they were extinct or dragons were, named after something else. I don't know. As you can tell, I'm very sheltered. I'm sorry.
We'll say around this time Umberto is coming out of the room.
The door opens and Lenora quickly turns and has a card up in her hand and is reaching for her hand to get sliced by her dagger.
Oh yeah. You are muted.
Umberto comes out and he looks fine, but he looks confused and unnerved.
Oh, thank the prophet. And she's gonna run up and hug Umberto really hard.
He does not return it. But he says in Vidachin, I have more questions than answers now.
Did she fix you? Are you well? And she's gonna look in her eyes and she's going
Looking
to
into his eyes,
yeah.
the effect is greatly reduced. And for a second you think, oh, he's been healed.
Yeah.
But then you see a single shadow mode across one eye and a spark in the other.
She did some. I have another place to go.
Yet another location. Okay. Well, where do we go? Why do we go? Why aren't you better?
Apparently, a piece of me broke when traveling in between. And there's one she recommends I speak to in Inishmore.
A healer, a magician, a
Another portier.
Yes. But that is not the part that confuses me.
Let us maybe talk away from the ladies' chambers.
Micah looks up. Another portier. The first portier.
What do you know?
This is such a coincidence. Except it can't be. There are no coincidences when one travels with a sorte strega.
I am starting to feel like my job is more of a burden than anything else. I would appreciate if you don't say that in front of me, Micah. Thank you.
He looks to you and is like, my apologies, but no. You show the pattern. And that there is a pattern. Better than those who like to think that they are fae, unguided by fate.
That's why they didn't connect. Oh, it's making sense. All right. Well, then I will take that as a compliment.
Yes. Away from the ladies' room, of course. You have similar desires as you are walking away. Who are you looking for in Inishmore?
And why am I forgetting the name?
You weren't given one. Just
yeah, that's why. That's why I wasn't forgetting the name. I never had it. Someone who travels between frequently. Someone of great stature.
the first who traveled at will across the seventh sea. You are looking for a dragon. Meaning, he looks over to Leonora and Raphael, that she knows one.
So, quick question: has he ever read about this at all?
Nothing about this in any of the Vaticine libraries
He just
that you've
goes,
looked at anyway.
yeah. He just kind of goes,
Rowan,
okay.
the windows to your room burst open. Billows of snow and cold are coming in, so hard that even with your strength, you have difficulty crossing to the window to close it again.
It's a lot of cursing.
There's a knock at your door.
And she'll kind of wipe some of the snow off her. She's like, okay. She'll open the door with a smile.
You see a servant lugging desperately under the intense weight of Sir. They demanded to talk to you.
I got it. And she'll just one-hand it.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay. No. You have
Was it snowing in here?
The doors flew up. The window. It burst
right.
open.
Do you need me to come in and clean it up?
Give me a second. And yes, but give me a second.
All right. You step in and Sir's like, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Okay. What exactly? It's bad?
Look outside. Open your window.
As I see outside, I see how bad it is outside. I just don't understand.
It was never
why.
this bad before. She's turning.
And like she'll make the face, and then we should probably go, right? Right?
She's becoming Winter Court.
I know that's bad. That's all. Yeah. And now she's freaking out, and she's like pacing back and forth with Sir. Okay, so what do we do? Do I do something? Do I do something?
You carry the mantle.
Oh no.
You carry some sort of, there's a power around you that wasn't here before. It's not just the mantle. You've been given a penance. What do you have to do?
I need to go talk to the lady. And atone.
You confessed.
I will have to.
No, you had your confession, remember, with Rico.
Oh shit. Sorry, I did do that, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not marked off on my thing. Sorry.
It's been a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, then help me out. What in what sense, like what would Rowan realize she has to do? Directly.
You have to complete a task that the lady gives you.
Ugh. Oh my god. Okay. I'd rather just confess.
The Rico warned you. Rico told you she would be kind.
That is good. Okay.
Of course, that was before she started transitioning to the Winter Court.
Very true. She will hold Sir and go, you or me are going to go talk to the lady.
Not me.
Oh, come on. Come on. Don't leave me hanging, man.
No, you will leave me hanging because I'm not walking in there with her like that.
Yeah. All
Plus,
right.
if she's turning, you don't want me around if she goes all the way.
That is also true.
She's connected to every fae in this castle.
Okay, you made your point, sir. And she'll lay him on the bed.
Comfy.
I will be
Why
back.
do I have to be on a hook in the wall and you get a bed like this?
Because you keep telling me to put you back on the hook in the wall. Not important, sir. Not important. She'll throw him on the bed at this point.
God.
And then she will sprint with the mantle as fast as she can.
Real quick to Mykolas. Do you go for your jaunt outside to show these Avalonians that you know how to deal with snow the way they don't?
That's a good question. He would not want to damage the book carrying it in the snow. So he'll take the advice of taking the inner passages. Anytime he sees a window, though, he'll keep an eye on it, see if it's actually all that bad or not.
You're actually noticing servants running around with a fair amount of panic, like to the point you almost think the castle is under attack. It's not like they're not calling to arms. They're running right past. They're not armed and they're running right past weapons. And it's frequently you're noticing a lot of the windows of the castle are being blown open. Some even completely shattered. You're hearing trees falling outside, and that's when you finally gather this blizzard is bad, even by some Martian standards.
He will look out at that storm. And he'll sort of ask out loud, will it be ill-advised to use our power to give them some peace?
Rona's voice is hesitant. This is not just a storm. This is a half of a battle. A battle for a soul.
I belong in battles. Where do I go?
Outside. Let not these enchanted walls come between us and our prey.
I will not kill for you.
No. But you might for you. Or them.
Do you know what's causing this battle? What are the sides?
They came over the mountains like a flood. Chaos embodied, death
The
and
Queen.
destruction. I fought for an empress.
Yes, and you fought a queen. Is this some battle between you and her, or?
It was. Long ago.
But this.
She is remembering how to fight. She has played the housewife for a very long time and is remembering how to fight. But this is her emotions. This was what it was like to fight the Fae. Entire armies subsumed in storm, Ice one moment, fire the next. You could never prepare. Even they didn't know what they were doing. We had to find ways to match their chaos and to overwhelm their power. But the weather bows to you, not to us. Shall we show her what we've learned?
He'll consider it for a moment, and then he will reach out and grab whatever servant is trying to run past him.
Oh, terribly sorry. Is there something you need?
Take me to the lady of the house.
Okay. I will take you to someone who has that authority. How about that?
That will do.
And he starts moving you through the halls. Roan. Actually, real quick. Leonora, Rafael, and Umberto. You, with Micah, are now in the guest quarters. And all around, there is no ignoring this storm. This is worse than when you were in a ship in the middle of the maw during a blizzard.
This storm is not letting up.
I do not like what this means.
Mm-mm.
What do you know of the Fae, Father?
Mercurial by very nature, they're wild most of the time. They're not meant. For a long time, it was believed the best way to deal with them, since the war would.
To bind them. Because they could not control themselves.
See.
What of you, Umberto?
Only what I read in tales to my wife.
The legends of Vatachan women. Those who think and feel such as this. And Lenora. We often think of fate as a binding, as a constriction. But you saw the strings without anchors. This storm would be a decent metaphor for that, would it not?
I couldn't agree more. But how does one secure so many anchors?
She only
With
needed
help.
one.
That part.
I am not prepared for any sort of dealings like this. I don't have proper training. I have only what I know, and
So uncertain. I would take my shot if I thought that was the potential outcome, but sadly, a love such as that is not replaced in a day. But now she grieves and perhaps faces the consequences of her actions.
Consequences.
Power such as what might have preserved Sir Bryant are not given without cost, though perhaps she may have paid in an IOU.
Borrowed time. She
Rowan.
had borrowed. Oh, motherfucker.
Rowan, you burst into the chamber. where she and Sir Bryant, as long as you can remember, stayed. You walk in and you see, as always, she never had much in here. It was always Bryant's place, and she seemed perfectly content with that.
She is rushing past. I'm assuming she sees the three of them there, right?
No, they are now in the guest quarters.
They're in the guest
So
quarters. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay, so
you're the
now
only
she's
one
on.
here. You run in
Cool.
and stepping out of the room. Now at her full 10 feet of height, the tallest you've ever seen her, is Talara and Tuviel.
And she'll smile. My lady.
Roan, you carry the mantle.
Yes. I
are his heir.
I have been chosen, yes.
Has the power been given to you yet?
No. But I am well on my way.
Tell me, Roan, how came he to have the power he had before he died? How did the ancient man fight again with the strength of a young man?
Well, if it's okay with you, I'll tell you the only way I know how.
Tell me.
And Ron will walk up to her very casually and hold out a hand.
She takes your hand, and you take another 2 minor wounds of cold damage.
I don't give a damn. And she will walk the lady over and have her sit.
She sits and actually shrinks to fit the chair. Now probably about 7 foot tall.
And then Ron will smile and go, "It was so cool. Oh my God. You should have been there." And she will, in a very Knight of Duda way, express how he fought valiantly. And because she has had a lot of time to think about this and a lot of time pricking her fingers making these things, she has made hand puppets of every single one of her friends and herself. She has managed to make a 2-handed Persephone puppet and another 2-handed big Sir Bryant puppet. And she is running around the table, walking in a funny way, showing how he slayed the beast and made her his way there. And once she gets to the end of the story, she'll sit all the puppets around a fire with the Sir Brian puppet with his arms crossed on his chest. And she will put a foot on a table and go, "Sir Brian, the best goddamn knight around, who has passed this mantle on to me, which means he has passed the responsibility of keeping you company, my lady. And honestly, I was scared But however you may have me, I am willing to continue telling this story and many more because I have a lot.
Rowan, she interrupts. When you said that this Leonora touched him, and that Raphael did something similar, the power they used, he became young again, but as a much younger man.
Yes.
They broke the spell.
Spell? What spell?
The enchantment. He was dying, Rowan. I couldn't let him go. I made a deal. I made a deal.
With?
Keep him. So much promised, but it didn't matter. Nothing could have hurt him. Nothing could have. And they broke the spell. He got his youth. Fought like a man a third his age. And then he aged. You offer your service to me. That's what you said, yes?
Yes.
Then bring me the witch. And this priest. She says, glancing at the vestments of the hand puppet. Bring them to me. This is the task I give you, Roan Ibex. Complete it, and your atonement is finished. Go. They are in their rooms.
Shit! My lady.
Are you sworn to obey or not?
And Rowan will look her in the eyes.
Her eyes are blue as ice and empty.
My lady. I understand your loss. If you have to pin any mistake on anyone, pin purely put that on me. May you give me another task that requires just me and anyone else but them.
Never raise a sword against an ally, never abandon a fight before it's through, never break your word, nor help someone else to break theirs, never be idle when there is work to be done, never let your passions rule you, never take something for yourself that belongs to another. You have broken 5 of these, knight. Unless you bring them to me, I will not request you to do violence, but they will be brought to me. That is the only order I give you. They did the act. You will not steal it from them. You will not disregard your oath and go against my order. You, for him, will follow the oath of the Graal, the Geza.
Ron will turn and leave.
Mykolas, it takes a little bit of time, but eventually someone comes up and is like, you wish to speak to the lady of the castle, my lord?
I wish to speak to the queen.
Queen Elaine is not here. She is at the
No,
castle.
not her. The Fae.
As it happens, we've been instructed. Okay. And she leads you through the hallways into the family keep, which you have not seen before. And you are led to the room, and they're like, my lady, yes, I know. Let him in. And you walk into the room, and she is standing there, naked, save for the long platinum hair flowing down around
her. Okay. Mykolas does not even raise an eyebrow. He'll bow. He'll give a polite bow like he would to the prince when he's met the prince.
She gives a inclined head nod of accepting of the respect shown.
I feel we have something we should discuss.
We being yourself, myself, and a certain crow of war.
Yes. I believe that you and her have a history.
3 times we faced each other on the battlefield. 3 times we crossed blades. Once I was the winner. Once she was the winner. Once the matter was, let's say, a draw. But never could we kill each other. It quite disappointed her empress.
She is bound to me now.
And you to her. What deal has she made for you here?
She has not offered a deal related to this. I am here on my own recognizance. No one learns to hate war more than a soldier. You are at war with yourself, if the weather is to be believed. How can I
Tell
help you?
me, Mykolas Kelvan, have you ever been in love? Have you ever had a lover? Someone who clinged to you body to body as if you were one, and then had that one ripped away from you.
I have not had the one, though I can understand the desire for it. How
Your
can I help you?
companions. Is it Umberto you care so for?
No. He is my brother in arms. I would bleed with him on any battlefield you want to name.
What I need is being seen to by my knight. But I suspect you wish to make an arrangement of your own.
I want to find a way to give you peace.
Have you made such a deal with her that you could go into the past and bring my love back to me? Have you been given power over death, Mykolas Kelvan?
No,
But death comes for all, doesn't it?
it does.
I can cheat. He helped me cheat to stay summer for a time. But winter always comes eventually. I have kept it at bay for too long.
Let me help soften it. Grief must happen. People need to grieve. But it doesn't
Poorly
need to
chosen
scour.
words. I am not a person.
You are not a human. That doesn't make you not a person. Grief.
A courtier. A fate witch. A losajas. Soon, the night of Duda. All is one. Traveling in one company. The power to change a fate. Gave my Bryant a path he didn't even know he was seeking. But there was a power behind it too. Something else. That shattered the enchantment on him. And one of your company, who I do not fully understand,
Let me help you.
how can you help?
Grief does not have to scour everything. It does not have to destroy the things he loved. I watched him in that last battle. I was there. He would not have you scour the world with your rage and grief. Let me help cool the storms that make it burn everyone.
you would lower the storm to protect the people of Sheedgard.
I would. And hopefully to give you a little peace to your storm.
She holds out her hand, and a sword that was mounted on the wall flies into it. Kneel, Mykolas Kelvan.
He knows what's at stake right now. And he doesn't want her to kill his friends, kill the people he loves. So he will kneel.
She steps over and touches the blade to one of your shoulders, lifts it over your head, touches it to the other one. I accept your offer. You will take the northern staircase to the tallest tower of Sheedgard. There you will battle the storm. You will do so with my full permission. No servant of this castle will stop you. You will do battle such as not been done since the Sirna still defended their lands in the Fey War. Since before the first of their counselors shattered themselves to give themselves powers and thus became Devai. Fight well. Knight of the Sheed.
He will bow his head. May it give you peace.
One can hope. The path leading upwards is clear. Servants bow to you as they move past. Somehow, certain ones of them, some servants are still just running around desperately trying to figure out what's happening, but others you are starting to recognize as lesser Fae of the household, recognize you and bow to you as you have often seen servants of households bow to its knights as you ascend to the topmost tower. Rowan, where were you going?
Well, I'm assuming she hasn't been told where.
You had a rough. You saw where they were taken in the guest quarters, so that's as good a guess for where they are as any from your perspective.
Okay. Then she will make her way there with a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Micah is still sitting there, and you all are discussing everything that's happening when all of a sudden the door opens and Rowan walks in.
What is it? And Raphael's immediately on his feet.
I need you and Lenora.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
No, the lady has given me a task.
Well, that's good, isn't it? It's part of your journey.
Yes, but I'm not sure if you figured it out yet, but there was some type of enchantment on Sir Brian when we met him, and unfortunately, a deal was had, and you two were most likely the reason why the deal was broken.
What?
And she has asked me to bring you to her chambers.
She's putting the blame on us.
Yes.
I don't. And Raphael, like, he gets confused for a second for like for like a small handful of seconds, and then he will adjust his like sort of make sure like smooth out his shirt, his pants, everything else, and seems to steel himself, and will look at Rowan and go, "Lead on."
Lenora will take out one of her or no, she will I was going to say take out a dagger. It's not going to happen that way. She's going to take her sorte deck, place it into her hands. She's going to look over to Micah and say, "Uncertainty? That may be true. Let's see what happens now." And she's going to pay with blood by giving all of her energy into her sorte deck and taking 5 wounds, going into her
God.
first major wound, and down to 4 lashes.
Finally.
Micah nods. No one here could do it better than you. What you have is a gift, the greatest given. You are a miracle, Leonora Orsini. And when you act that way, which you have, and you can rewrite the very walls of time.
She nods and she straightens up and walks over to Rowan. "Then take us to her."
I will be with you the whole time, as long as she permits me. Okay?
Okay.
I know.
And with purpose, she will turn and will lead you to her.
As the three of them walk out, Micah looks to Umberto. What does a porte do when the blood is denied to them?
He'll reach down to his sword, where his sword should be, and do what he did before he was even given the gift. Protect those he cares for.
He nods. Just one thing before you do.
And what is that?
You carry a miracle as well. It is incomplete.
What do you mean?
Your peace.
He'll pull out the knight. This is a memento.
He looks at it. It is a mark, a special one. And the power of the Grawl strains here. She strains it. You can complete it.
How?
There is a step remaining, one to help you. One who crosses the seventh sea as if with a thought. With that, you still have power, especially here in this time. Your friends will need you. But you are also a miracle.
Yes, I do believe I am.
Once upon a time, this land was covered in bleshers. They were monsters. That is why you are feared. But you do not have to be them. Go. They will need you, even though they may not know it.
The knight must perform his duty, no?
Crossing the lines as if he wasn't even there, or they weren't.
And doing the one thing most people never think about when it comes to the game.
Capturing en passant, I never entirely understood how that worked.
The knight's the only piece that's unblockable.
Indeed. And Umberto takes out. Micah stares after them and puts a hand up against the wall as it shudders, as the storm continues to grow outside. Ah, Rico. You were right. Prophet saved them all. And with that, we will bring this episode to a close. Thank you so much for Basics of the Game for hosting. Thank you so much to all of my players. Thank you to Dragon of the Dark Rose for producing. And as for always, until next time, keep playing more games.